Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts commentary after we defeated the Shadow of the Sora. Now we must defeat the Shadow and the physical being of the Captain Hook and the Smee and the Weed. Yeah, this is pretty much a bit of a fuck-about part, along with a mound of cutscenes that conclude this scintillating tale that doesn't really adapt Peter Pan in any meaningful way, other than just giving you a fair bit of the ship to explore. Not that you really have much to explore anyway, since cutscenes basically amount to Wendy, I gotta save her, screw you, Tinkerbink, and Kyrie or whatever, I gotta go. I did actually learn something rather interesting recently though when I was looking up, I think it was J.M. Barrie's original descriptions of Tinkerbell about how, part of the reason why she seems to be a little bit more psychotic is because fairies are so tiny that they can only be filled with, like, one emotion at once. I don't know, like, I mean, I was doing a bit of, like, web surfing and, like, research into the, like, original Peter Pan mythos, and I don't know, like, I mean, say what you will about J.M. Barrie, but, I mean, he had some pretty, interesting means of, you know, describing, the way in which Neverland worked, and the way in which, certain concepts really translated from one to the other, so I don't know, like, I mean, in modern times, he probably would have made a decent fortune as a speculative fiction writer or something. Or at the very least in, being an adept person at crafting a interestingly weird world. And excuse me, I've got to turn that down a little bit, because we have a lot of, Heartless to battle. But I mean, as I said before, this is mostly just, fucking about really up until we get to the final confrontation. Again, like, I mean, at this point, you basically just gotta go make your way up to the main deck and, take on Captain Blackstash, Captain Hook, whenever's you poison. And again, replacing Shadow Sora is just regular Heartless, but fuck that noise. Let's go on to the main confrontation, baby.
Quite a codfish, that Riku, running off with that girl without even saying goodbye.
Run off where? Tell me, where did he go?
To the ruins of Hollow Bastion, where Maleficent resides. But you won't be going there. Unless you intend to leave your little pixie friend behind. Hand over the Keyblade and I'll spare your lives. Glad I'm merciful, unlike the Heartless. So, which will it be? The Keyblade or the plank? It's him! The crocodile that took me hand! Oh, Smee! He's after me other hand! I can't stay here! Go away! Oh, I can't stand the sight of him! Smee! You take care of them!
Fly, Sora! Just believe, and you can do it.
Use the Force, Luke. Let go.
Thanks, Peter.
Hey, don't mention it. You didn't think I'd leave you and Tink behind, did you?
And so we have attained the power of the stars, and as we select our party, because fuck Peter Prick, you're all going down. So, now that we have the power of flight for this level only, jump into my arms and I'll fly there with you. Of course this means we have to take on a bunch of Heartless before we defeat Captain Hook. Gotta say, it really does kind of go well with the antics and the music as we fly around with the dun 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 classical orchestra while we fly up into the space. Although, that probably goes to a law of physics that doesn't really matter to anything. Whatever, I'm just punning out for time and using my mouth word sounds to thing with the lady. And as we can see, we also have plenty of treasures, a White Trinity that we'll be getting much later. But yeah, your main precipice is just take out the Heartless, take out Captain Hook, bada bing, we do the thing. You don't get that scene at the end of Peter Pan You know, with the Australia, Australia, with the ship, like, flying around or whatever. No, it's, much lamer than that. Also, mainly because of the fact that Wendy, like, I think Wendy's, like, brother and other brother from another motherfucker, isn't even in the thing, so, no reason, really. But yeah, in the meantime, it's just, doing a little Star Wars thing and and just taking them on, really. Also, given the fact that we also obtained Cura with the rescue of Tinkerbell, yeah, I think we got a summon coming our way. But, yeah, as for how you get Curaga, which is the final tier of healing magic, well, we'll be getting to that a little bit later, and it's something you can actually miss rather easily, but that goes right towards endgame territory, and something that you can quite easily get right to the end. In terms of any new Heartless we have to face off against, the ships here don't really appear all that often, but they are a great source of experience. Like, I'm pretty sure if you destroy the two cannons you get, yeah, 25, which equals up to 50 if you just destroy both cannons, and of course if you defeat the main body of the ship, you get 100 experience points. Again, if you have, like, a tech boost equipped in your abilities, you can pretty much just bank up that experience in no time flat, and again, if you choose to grind in this area, then have fun, because you will really start to reap the rewards if you're powerful enough and just feel the need to grind and get those levels up. Ah, the sounds of victory. And now let's enjoy voice actor fuckery.
Is that you, Smee? Did you finish them off?
Aye, Captain. They walked the plank, every last one of them.
Peter Pan, blast you!
Ready to make a splash, you codfish? Now it's your turn to walk the plank.
Well, that was a very awkward thing to pause on. Anyway, you do still have some additional Heartless going about the area, but again, your main threat and someone to really pay attention to is Captain Hook. Like, I mean, the dude is a really fucking dangerous pirate, and he does live up to it, because, I mean, he's adept at swordplay, and, well, he has explosive presence, and, well, let's just say the dude can really do a number on you if you're unprepared. Like, I mean, even at my current level, which is pretty high, much like I wish to be by doing the drugs and the weed and the cocaine every day, well, yeah. Make sure you got a lot of ethers on you, make sure you have, some abilities that will give you a few invincibility frames, and, well, again, to just sort of continue, basically just pick your moments to attack Captain Hook. Again, the fact that your characters can fly can basically just mean that they're not really on the ground, although then again, Donald can use his magic to attack another thing. And, really, again, when he does his little, flurry motion like that, stay out of his way, because, I mean, if you're trying to attack him, he'll basically deflect your shots. I'm not really too sure what major strategies I really have besides picking your moments and striking, really, because, I mean, he will throw presents at you when you're far enough out of range, but I don't really... Again, like, I mean, there's probably some form of strategy that works. Again, I don't know if there's any sort of magic abilities that really help here. Really, I'd say this battle is just a matter of who's the better swordsmaster here. Sora with his Keyblade, or Captain Hook with his, is it Cutlass, or is it... I'm pretty sure it's a Rapier, but... yeah. Just, use your attacks with invincibility frames, and, well, make sure your animation's actually complete and you don't get, caught in the level's geometry. But then again, I think it's about time that we summon our good old pal, the Genie. And, this was also my attempt to try and see if there was any specific magic that would, be of any use, but... yeah, I don't think there's really much Genie does to help all that often. Oh, well, I mean, it's good to see him anyway. Good old Homer Simpson. But, yeah, again, my best bit of advice here, as I've mentioned time and time again, is mainly to just pick your moments to attack and, well, keep your distance from Captain Hook and strike when he starts launching those presents, because, well, again, when he does that flurry motion, he can carve you up like butter, because butter's easily carved, except when it's thick and frozen, in which case it ain't easy to cut unless you got a fineness. But alas, Captain Hook is defeated, and enjoyed this embarrassing death, which is how Riku escaped back to Hollow Bastion.
Oh, Kyrie couldn't wake up, so maybe she's really lost her...
Sora,
I still can't believe it. I really flew. Wait till I tell Kyrie. I wonder if she'll believe me. Probably not.
you can bring her to Neverland sometime. Then she can try it herself.
If you believe, you can do anything, right? I'll find Kyrie. I know I will. There's so much I want to tell her about flying, the pirates, and everything else that's happened.
What's that, Tink? What about the clock tower? You say there's something there.
What's that, Tinkerbell? Timmy fell down a well? Well, let us just traverse back to this... Okay, this is kind of a weird thing to see right here. Like, I mean... This is Earth. Like, I mean, the Disney version of Earth, obviously, but, like, a real-world location... It's very odd to see in a place like this. Like, I mean, I really don't know what to think. I mean, it's not even like an exaggeration like, I mean, San Francisco and Kingdom Hearts 3, but, like... It's realistic Earth. And I don't really know how to feel about that. But in the meantime, whee! Yes, you can pretty much fly all across the area of Big Ben right here. Like... I mean, obviously there's invisible walls and stuff that prevent you from going too far and exploring the vast expanse of London that it has to offer, but... Yeah, you pretty much have the whimsy! Look, Kyrie! I'm flying! I'm flying! Wee! Wahoo! Woohoo! Wee! And yeah, and it's a good thing that there are no, like, people who have, like, nightfield jobs or, you know, policemen on patrol just going, oh, by Jove, I see there seems to be a flying boy, a duck and a dog up there, I say. Yes, quite fitting. And, like, also, aren't, like, Wendy's parents, like, looking out the window for her right now, wondering where the fuck she is? Oh, whatever, it's 1900s, they're probably all worried about fucking mustard gas or some shit. But yeah, given the fact that we have a vast expansive arena around here, I'm sure absolutely nothing terrible is gonna befall this clock tower or that we'll have any sort of confrontation whatsoever. Like, I mean, I think all there's here is pretty much Wendy, Peter, a save point, and the ability to go back to the ship if you choose to select this world again, but yeah, we'll save all that for much later at some certain point. Again, the only reason this is really here, I think there might be a treasure chest or two hanging around here, but I'm not too sure. Unless it happens to show up during the footage somewhere. Again, your only real thing is mainly to look for the clock face, which is where the keyhole is, but... Yeah, apart from that, this is pretty much just allowing you to float about a little bit before something special happens this way, and you gotta be prepared because, well... Yeah, I'll say no more on that. Also, I think I might have one of the position to talk afterwards, because again, as I said before, this part is pretty much just a mound of cutscenes and a packet of crisps. Like, 2 pints. Whatever. Just basically get the clock handles to the correct time, and then the clock will strike when you can activate your powers. And with that Navi G piece, we can pretty much just go back to Traverse Town, which is what the game's implying us to do, before we get to our penultimate world of the game. And of course we get another repeat of the previous cutscene that we saw in the Monstery world, but again, with a slight difference, because we get to see Riku's perspective. Well, at least ever so slightly, because, again, with his desire to leave, he takes one look at that door hanging in the back of the area, and of course, there's a difference. But then again, I guess this is implied to happen after Birth by Sleep, and we'll talk about that retconny shit at a later date. But you won't actually find out what's behind that door up until Birth by Sleep point to a fragmentary passage, and well, I mean, at least it does tie in with the end of this game, so... yeah.
It was reckless to bring her here without at least using a vessel. Remember, relying too heavily on the dark powers could cost you your heart. A castaway. Though his world perished, his heart did not. When we took the princess from his castle, he apparently followed her here through sheer force of will. But fear not. No harm will come to you. He is no match for your power.
My power?
Yes, the untapped power that lies within you. Now, child, it's time you awakened that power and realized your full potential.
Peter, are you really going back to Neverland?
Afraid so. But we can see each other anytime. As long as you don't forget about Neverland, that is. Oh boy, she's getting steamed again. Do me a favor? Look after her for me, will ya?
And that's pretty much how we get our Tinkerbell summon, one of the more useful ones in the game, but on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.